All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome, finally, to another episode of the podcast called Netguy and the Fox. And I am the Netguy, and I am here with my co host.
Hello, everyone, and I am the Fox. It's so good to be back, everyone. How are you doing? We hope you had a lovely Sunday.
Yup, that's right. And, pretty much, it's been a long time since we had an episode. Fox.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. But we haven't been like doing nothing. We had quite a lot of enjoyable lives of playing Star Trek Online.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we've been doing our Try series, which I believe next week we got a surprise game happening, so stay tuned for that. And hopefully our other co host will show up on time. I mean, she will be here, so don't worry, y'all. Just give her some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
uh,
and for now, it's just us.
yep, just us for now, the original creators. And, of course, before we get to our topic, we have to say
Mm-hmm.
some few words from not our sponsors per se, but uh,
Oh, we never know. It might become a sponsor sooner or later.
maybe. Who knows? But we are going to start with some dubby. As you can see from the lower left corner of the screen, I have a code to use to get 10% off your order. It is an energy drink that is 0 calories, zero sugar, very tasty stuff, especially the cherry limeade that I tried. I recommend it, and make sure you use that code on the checkout to get yourself your own tub of Dubby, the caffeinated, non guilty drink to keep you awake during your gaming sessions. Boop.
Absolutely love it. And we don't have to forget also something important. Netguy and the Fox, but mostly Netguy because it's his YouTube channel. There
Yep.
is a YouTube channel where we post all the past podcast live episodes, but also the gameplay. And if you can, please leave a like and subscribe. And also, we got a Discord channel, so we can. And you are all more than welcome to joining us there. We're
Yep.
forming a community, and you're all welcome to bringing in your friends, all the people that you know, and so you can keep in touch with all the all the future episodes, and who knows, even gaming nights. And here the links are in chat, and
Yep.
they're gonna be also pinned.
Yes, they will. Oh, wait, this is this way. Okay. And of course, see from my stream elements, of course. Keep in mind, I have my stuff made by Kartika Chaos, and that is her link to the Twitter. I mean, I hope that's still there. So make sure you check them out to get your emotes made. All right, let's see what we got going on today or tonight's episode. So it's pretty much been an interesting time. I mean, Fox,
Oh,
you've
there is also one thing. You
oh,
can get the subscribes, right?
the what?
Subscribes. You can get the
Subscribes?
subs
Ah, yes, subs.
because
Don't forget to
remember
sub me.
we are in the September month, and you know what that means. The subs cost 25% off. So it's the
I think
best
I'm
period
not
of
sure if
time
that's
for
over
you to
though.
doing the sub.
That is true.
September.
Ah, yes, they got some discounts for it, I believe, but I'm not sure if that's still
Yes.
going. I think it
Yes,
is. Oh,
it
it is.
does.
Oh,
Okay, there we
It's
go.
it's for all it's for all September. Hi,
oh, okay.
Lena.
Yeah.
Hey, Lena.
Hi,
Hello.
Lena.
And there's our another co-host, Lena Kadoya, who just joined us.
That, yeah, I had to get dinner first before getting
It's fine.
on.
It's
Mhm.
all good. It's all good. Right now, we're just gonna go through our ads and stuff. So I think we went through everything right now. We're about to
Mm-hmm.
get to our
Yeah.
topic. And
And we got
Fox,
a lot, actually.
yeah, Fox, you've brought this up to me before. So if you want, you can start off with your take on.
Yeah, we we had a lot of opportunity in the past to speaking about gaming magazines
Uh huh.
in the current era,
Yep.
and how is how it's been very much unfortunate on my point of view to notice, and a lot of the gaming magazines nowadays are a little bit much too much bonded with the gaming companies sometimes. So I've noticed on multiple occasions, even some of the um some of the reviews that were made with the gaming magazines, which we got pretty much a prime example, and I know is I understand, and this is kind of like keep pushing the knife on the wounded beast, but we all remember the big reviews that then had Dragon Age Veilguard pumping the game as it was the greatest game of all time, etc., etc. And then,
Hmm.
and then I know, and then we, as gamers, pretty much playing that game, we got a completely different reality than the one that was described by the in-game magazines, which were they're mostly online nowadays. But still, there is a huge difference on my point of view. Kind of like if it's not anymore a thing to imagine gaming magazines are completely detached from the reality, because at some hi Mink, welcome in, it's not like that thing anymore, because that type of that type of thing, as we spoke about it Netguy multiple time, it might be something you might understand with the people that are in charge on a gaming company and are about to taking care of the business side and how to deliver a product on on the big market. And those people have that might be experts on bank, business, all those other things. But eventually, if it's about gaming per se, or even in the specific, is required to know in detail what the type of game is, and if eventually what is described is effectively what actually is, they have zero clue whatsoever. And I understand that, because it's even not their part to do. It's not, it's kind of like not the role of the investors or the people that take care of um managing the business in the market in the gaming industry to know exactly if that type of game is how it's been described, because spoiler alert, most of the time is not gonna be like they have been described of.
Like overrating it, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Over, yeah, pretty much.
Overrating it and then just running a different review all over and whatnot. Yeah, I understand that.
But it's not even that, because for that type of thing you can say the people in charge for the market can have that type of thought, but there cannot be for the gaming magazines, because most of the time, and I understand on that matter, then they are unquote forced to doing a certain type of review, because if they do not give that type of review, or giving a specific um vote for that review, like if could be 95 minimum out of 10, or like 9 out of 10 and not going below. And this is something that the the gaming, um
Website?
how can I call it?
You mean like a
What?
website or a review or something of
No,
the
no,
sort?
no. It's something that is that they are forced to do for the gaming company in
Oh,
question.
so paid, pretty much. Like a paid advertisement.
It could be, it's not necessarily being paid, because there are different type of payment, because even if gaming magazine are not get paid money, big cash, but they are like given gaming keys from that specific company, and they get the keys and on before to putting into the market the game. That's also a thing, because you would
Specific
be one of the
company.
few magazines that are going to give the first review for a game that is not even yet being released.
That
So
is true.
this give prestige to a gaming magazine, a gaming. But the problem is, how and when can you actually see if a gaming magazine in this type of condition can give a honest and heartfelt type of review? Because unless you have a gaming magazine and is so crazy, for example, Ubisoft go to a simple gaming magazine and tell to giving a 95 out of 100 type of review for the latest Assassin's Creed,
Mm-hmm.
and that gaming magazine actually make a honest type of review, that company risk enormously, because it's gonna be seen like honest on if on the gamer side, but on the Ubisoft, you would be seen like someone to be on the blacklist, and possibly also to blacklist to other companies related to Ubisoft. It's an example. So people of Ubisoft is contextualized that thing. So don't get mad at that.
No, I
But
mean,
here's the thing: they have that little bit of a mechanic when even if you not get paid with cash, you have a lot of forms of payment per se, and if you do not abide to that, you might even risk your own magazine company because of that, and eventually not being contacted by anymore by those people, or even like potentially you could even be contacted by others because they saw you've been honest and step on your foot, and not bending it to a company that been like, you have to give this reward or we're not going to be using your services in the later future. So it's a 50-50 chance.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the reviews go these days in some of the magazines, at least the ones that are out there still. I personally don't remember a magazine that was unbiased. I mean, I guess the closest to it would be GamePro in some
Hmm.
ways. They were pretty much to the point and pretty. They don't like beat around the bush either. So that's what I remember, at least way back in the day, especially when there was a magazine that they did themed for Resident Evil walkthroughs from the remake of the first game, like way
But
back. That
we
was on the
talk about,
GameCube.
but we talk about another era because
Yeah,
you're speaking when actually the gaming magazines were still on paper, not anymore
exactly.
online. Done with ChatGPT.
Yeah, everything's online these days, all the way from IGN to Kotaku and all that stuff. Uh, and yeah, tips and tricks, like, for example, that Mina brought up, really, it was an okay magazine, but they definitely had a bias on them.
Hmm.
Uh, Lena, what's your experience on gaming
Well,
magazines?
game magazines. Holy hell. God, I think I started off with usual Nintendo Power, and then
Nintendo, out of the room. We don't want Nintendo. Out of the,
oh
we
no, this
apol-
was before. No,
we
man.
we apologize for you people of the streams. We take responsibility for Lena. We're not gonna.
Let me finish. And then was it? I did get into. Was it? What was it? I think it was called OPM. I think it was called because it was like a PlayStation magazine, basically.
Oh, official PlayStation magazine,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I think the last one I ever got into was Game Informer, which I think GameStop usually pushed before they
Mhm.
went online.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I never usually followed those reviews of the games though, because they did seem a little biased at most.
Oh, especially the
It was,
the main ones, like the PlayStation and the Nintendo ones.
Mhm.
For
But
PlayStation
yeah,
gaming magazine, we had tons of them.
hmm.
Uh,
I,
Yeah.
I still I still remember them when there were a lot of the new games,
Mhm,
but there were also the cheat codes,
mhm.
or even give or there were also the demo disc. Guys, who remember still when you had the gaming magazines that would give you the demo CD? Do you remember this?
I believe, yeah. The first time I experienced
Mhm.
that with the PC Gamer magazine,
Ah,
they
yes,
used to
yes,
have
that.
they used to have a lot of demo cities. Those were fun.
Hmm.
Those were fun to
Ah, okay.
get.
You even say when they were the floppy disk.
Or in floppy disk form, but I think that was like in the '90s when it was Apple Macs that were like the main PC. Oh my god! You
Absolutely,
know,
yes.
believe it or not, yes, Apple computers used to be gaming magazines back in the '80s and '90s. Holy crap! And then Windows took it all over pretty much. I mean, I guess some Apple computers nowadays do play games, but it's all been Windows these days.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, in fact, now it is a little bit rare to see more of those demo discs, you know?
yeah,
And
honestly,
this is also another thing that I noticed since I don't know when. And this is something also that we spoke about multiple time. That before we had possibly more courage to getting on experimenting.
mm-hmm.
So those demo discs were like a base ground for checking if actually a work that they were going to do, it was going to be well accepted by the community or not, or
Yeah,
eventually would give a feedback, so eventually they could have still time to going back a little bit, making some changes before releasing the game. Of course, we have also the thing that before we had less game come being released because they took more time for releasing a game, and that's also another thing.
Yeah.
Having more time and more freedom to experimenting, and having more time and freedom to releasing a proper game done. I mean, I'm not gonna say done perfectly, because even then there were also bugs,
Oh yeah.
but there were much much less than game nowadays. Nowadays it's pretty much like playing a beta, release the full price,
Oh, of course.
and we
I
do the
don't.
beta testers work
Hmm.
for free. Think
Mhm.
about that.
They did
Yeah.
work for free back then. Oh my god. I mean, I guess some of them did get paid from it, but yeah, I remember those times. Oh, it was like so much experimenting going on. I kind of miss it, really. I mean, I do wish they'd go back to it, but these days it's all about money, money, money. Especially with their freaking investors taking over. So it's not gonna freaking happen anymore. That's the
Yeah,
sad part.
absolutely. There, it's also another thing. If you noticed before, we had much much less AAA games.
Oh yeah.
Now is like a desperate crusade on making always AAA games and not investing at all in double A, 1A, indie games. Nothing of that, because the investors want to capitalize as much as possible on the AAA.
Mm-hmm.
The result is you can try to do a AAA game. The question is, are you willing to giving time to actually made a game a AAA game? Because if they don't, those games that are supposed to be AAA games, big, successful, received, blah blah blah, they're gonna fail. And we had multiple of those AAA games then just opened and closed, and all questioning why this is happening.
That's right.
So yeah, thankfully, maybe, just saying maybe, we're getting a little bit back on track, probably on that.
Yeah, I'd say so. We just have to wait and see, though, because you never know.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. And that actually brings up, because since we brought up game magazines, actually, before we get to this little bit of a topic, how about we wonder, how do you see the magazines and online sites that do the reviews? How do you see them last in the next couple of years?
I imagine them being a little bit different. Hopefully, crossing fingers, with less grammar errors.
With less
Be,
grammar
be,
errors.
because I mean, come on, it's as much as we do not want to admit it. How many you think then those gaming magazines online actually are not written by ChatGPT?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I mean, you can even spot those from a mile away.
Eh, eh, eh. I mean, if you already see like some specific typos of ChatGPT, you already see if it's been written by that. But it's also in the form of um, how is written an article. Because if you notice, for just saying the single specific news they have to deliver first, they pretty much make a highly clickbaiting title.
Ha! That's a given.
First thing,
Yep.
and then you have your argument repeated from the start to the end, and just the last line, because you scrolled down and down and down, you see the core of the news.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, why you have to repeating useless concept for getting to one single line of text for answering the question of your big title, clickbaiting nonetheless? Simple, because if you notice, most of the gaming magazines online have a lot of pop-up. You might have noticed, and they actually bring also money. So the more you click on the news on the link, and the more views they get money for that. So it's important to actually having a very long text, even if it has no substantial information, because you have to people to scroll, and they earn money from that. So is an here's another thing. How and I mean, actually, there are two. The first one, how legitimately you think this is ethical on a journalist perspective, on the first place, and for the second, in the how many of you might think that a review, even written by a person, not necessarily from ChatGPT, and that person have never, and I mean never, even touched the game they have to review.
Oh.
How substantial might be that review? From my point of view, none. Because even if you, I mean, and I know people may be like, "Oh, but Sammy, but you can also give an honest review, even if you play a video game 2 hours."
Ha.
That's a good point. No, no, no. It's a
Oh.
good point, because even I sometimes had to review a game after playing 2 hours. The thing is, how you played these 4 hours. Because if you just do play without paying attention and just doing those 2 hours extremely fast without doing nothing, just do the game and not checking the details, stopping a moment, understanding the lore, and all those other everyone are good for that. But you cannot give a review because you didn't put in that 2 hours. And in my opinion, 2 hours, even for giving a partial review of a game or a demo, is sufficient for that. And you can give an honest review even if you played that game for 2 hours. Then later on, you can play it more, getting more in details on that, getting deep on the lore, all the elements, the graphic, the story, all those other things, and play more and upgrade your initial review. and then making it a complete full review. And that's how it's supposed to be done, in my point of view.
That's how it should be, yes.
It should be. But those people don't. Imagine even ChatGPT. Do you think ChatGPT has any idea on its own? I'm saying on its own. As an entity, as its own. Do you think has any type of information that it can form for himself for be like, I personally think this game is good because of reason A, B, C did? No, because ChatGPT works in a specific way. ChatGPT go checking in the web, others then give then give their own opinions for the game. Problem, a little bit of a problem. ChatGPT not always go to check the most honest of the reviews. Sometimes it can even catch the most recent or the most review that has been seen in web, and those reviews would have been made also by other bots that never played on their own a game, or even people that played a couple of minutes and understood nothing of a game. So it's just a copy and paste of a review done by another one. And that another one is not necessarily someone that have played that game extensively and giving a full opinion based on the experience those people had. So there is also to consider that thing. That's also why most of the time I say then the best type of review then you can all try to have from a video game, it's your own.
Oh, yeah.
Your own experience of a demo, of a game, whatever. Your own personal opinion, your own personal review. It's the best one that you can give to yourself. It might be questionable for others because everyone has their own taste.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if you give it with honesty and you form your review based on proper facts, you're not doing wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's how it should be. I don't know why it's not that way these days, but well, we're
Because
in
it's
this.
because it's more convenient.
That
It's
too.
more convenient.
There's true. That is true. That is true.
That's usually the case, to be
Uh,
honest.
because if I have to be hired to making a review of a video game, one potentially I could even make a bad review because I got paid to do an honest opinion. That honest opinion is not gonna be liked by the gaming company, and
Mm-hmm.
for that I first could potentially be fired. And second, it could be those gaming industries are not going to give the job to my company ever again.
Yeah, it's usually
But
like.
even yeah,
Go ahead. Go
pretty
ahead.
much. No, I was saying, but even then, even if I get paid and I make a review and that review go well, I have a cost to the society.
Very true. It's
How
almost
much
like
do you
they're.
think?
It's almost like they
How
have
much
got
do
a.
you?
What do you call it? A ransom of sorts.
Pretty
Hey,
much, yeah,
give it our game a good review, or you don't get paid. Something like that.
pretty much. Or even more, even easier. Do you think ChatGPT get paid?
Maybe the
I don't
creator
think
might.
it get. I don't. Depend. Nowadays, probably there is even free options for what is ChatGPT.
That is
So you
true.
don't even have to pay a single month. It would be all cash coming into the to them. That's why
Oh yeah.
it's pretty much the only reason and the only valuable reason they have the extremely capitalization on that
Hmm.
because is the prime example of low efforts, bigger gain.
Yeah. At this point, it's like you can't really trust it. These current reviews, and just have to go by your own takes on it, pretty much. So.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can eventually giving trust,
Hmm.
but to who? In my perception, it would be more like the independent journalism because
Yeah.
they're not bounded to anyone, and they
Nope.
eventually would give a honest opinion because they are not bounded by someone above them then be like you have to do the review on a certain way because if you don't we all risk our job because of you. They're pretty much free to write whatever they want. You can have eventually the concept and someone have malicious intents and spreading false informations, but personally I find it very much difficult from someone that work as an independent journalist. I
Hmm.
mean, what would be the gain of an independent journalist to give a false information for making a bad review?
Yep.
What would be his gain for that?
Uh, Probably more lies. Probably more doors open. Who knows? I don't know with these companies these days. I mean, I just play the games. But I definitely would look at it sideways if they all of a sudden give such a big review
Hmm.
out of nowhere. And this is like not the best thing I've played. Like what the fuck? And speaking of reviews, let's see. Uh so do y'all follow people, and it doesn't have to be in the industry, of course. They can be independent, obviously. Do y'all follow any specific reviewers?
A couple, but they are pretty much from my side of the of the planet, which is not American, so you probably will not know them.
I Well, I will say one reviewer that I do hold a bit of high regard. Of course, they only review dungeon crawlers and all that stuff, but I
Hmm.
do take their stuff very seriously. I even discovered some games from them. And one that I do follow, and I will link right here, I do follow Dungeon Chill on YouTube. I think the person has done their research pretty carefully. I think they go into a deep dive into games that they choose to review, and I even discovered a lot of games that I've never even played before, and it was like, oh, wow, this was around the time I was a kid. But in any case, I like his reviews. I like the way they go with it, and I definitely would see myself playing a lot of the selections
Hmm.
that he did. Uh, anyone else y'all want to recommend? Exactly, you can pick one, or if they got like a YouTube link, go ahead, post it. And that
I would
puts
totally,
yeah.
I would totally give it a check on this.
Oh, go ahead.
Also subscribe, because subscribe, it costs nothing, guys.
Of course.
And it support also the good. It support those people, which is fundamental. I cannot say how fundamental is for those people to having a support from the community.
Of course. I do have another one I can link to, actually. Actually, yes, I do. And I just need to get a link because I forgot to save the link. Oopsies. So give me a second. But, Lena.
Oh, it's okay. Lena, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Lena, do you have someone you follow for reviews?
Honestly, kind of like I said, I don't really normally follow reviews because, because sometimes, some of them can be too biased for their own good when it comes to certain games. So it's
Great,
like,
Lena. Great, Lena. Great, great, great. Great.
Goodness.
I mean, yeah, it's like I don't really follow them per se, because but then again, I think the only one I know I've practically have followed per se would be, let's see, I don't know. Well, I know they were on Zero Punctuation until they got their new show Second Wind, but Yahtzee's reviews of certain games. So yeah, I like theirs because they put more of a comedic tone to it. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can get a link for their.
And while you do that, I am going to link another person that I follow. Not only video games, but also they do tech reviews. And it is, of course, my fellow gamer, streamer, You Lost to a Girl, has started a new blog, which I just posted in chat. GamerDiary.blog. Go to her website and you'll see reviews on all the third-party consoles that she's recently collected, and of course her takes on some games that have come and go. I definitely recommend her, and of course Dungeon Show, who I already posted on the chat. So yeah, I recommend those two as for reviews personally. She actually has most of the tech on her when she does the reviews as well, so there's that too. She actually bought it and pretty much says her thing. So I definitely go with those two.
Like you said, that she also have a Twitch channel. So
Yep.
if you can give it a,
there we
if
go.
you can also follow her, it will be much appreciated.
Much appreciated. Shout out to You Lost to a Girl.
Absolutely, yes. We give a lot of kisses and hugs to Lost Girl. We love you.
Jeez.
You know what's funny about that? The one that I have in mind, which for you it could be called the Black Falcon.
Black Falcon, huh?
For the Italian name would be different. It would be Falconero. I have so much respect for that guy, and you have no idea.
You got any links? Go ahead and link his stuff to the chat if you do.
But yeah, keep going. You probably wouldn't be able to understand what he says.
Oh, hey, you know what? You know what? You might as well hype him up. It doesn't matter if they're like a different language or all that stuff. I mean, that's what subtitles are for, pretty much.
Now it's Okay, okay. No, it's this one. This guy, you have your message failed to send. Why?
I don't even know. But I can post it. You can just post it on the Discord or something if you want.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, go
Now,
ahead.
I have a lot of respect for that guy because he has been the first one that brought here in Italy, and from him started a lot, and I mean a lot of discussion, which also is also partially thanks to him that I brought in the first argument for the first episode of the Netguy and the Fox,
Ah.
the conflict of interest.
Yes, I remember. Ooh, that was a long episode too.
He brought in this argument and very much solid on argumentation on that. And you can imagine that actually the local gaming journalists have just been like crumbling, legit crumbling, because he has been saying facts and truth from the start to the ending. He didn't miss one, exposing most of the companies, gaming reviews, managers, magazines, all of those things about how strong it was the conflict of interest with those people being so interconnected, intertwined with the gaming companies to not even be able to be considered like trustworthy, because he brought in, of course, if you get paid, if you are under their boots in this way, when you are forced to giving a review, a high review, or the review they say you have to give, how honest could be your review, and how actually can be helpful for the gaming industry in general, because all of those things make even lose hope and credibility for the entire journalist category.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and I'm guessing, Lena, you got someone to shout out, or not yet?
Actually, not really, to be
Oh no.
honest.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Well, hey, it's all good though. That moves us to the next topic here. Let's see. The fandom. The fandom. Oh. So, when it comes to the fandom, it's always been like what? Under attack. It's always been described negatively. Like, how do you see the fandom these days, you two?
Depend what type of fandom we're gonna talking about,
Oh,
because
I
for
would say
some
gaming fandom in general, pretty much. It doesn't have to be a specific one, but we can go to a deep dive into specific ones.
from
Yep.
my point of view is a half and
Mhm.
half, because
Yeah, I would.
there unfortunately there are positive fandom, but exists also toxic type of fandom, and sometimes the bad words that is been given to the fandom is
Mhm.
correct on some point. On others is a little bit too much, with the only purpose of putting shame and discredit on a community.
Right, right.
It's pretty much a reality, even of these days, and we have light and shadow. is the same exact concept for that. There is good and bad in the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true that sometimes a fandom is like, we deserve the shit that we get. Unfortunately, it's also true that one. I asking why, I give the answer. I bring the one of the classic example I give for what type of fandom can be good and which one can be toxic to the point to sound a hypocrite, even if they try to state a thing, but they just jump back to the ship. Pokemon.
Ha! Don't get me started on Pokemon fandom.
Pokemon fandom. How long? I'm saying as an older fan of Pokemon since the blue and red era. So I'm talking about first gen. I heard multiple time the community of fandom Pokemon to asking, begging, yelling at Game Freak to making a more mature type of Pokemon game with a better improved graphic, especially on the recent day. Did it actually change anything? It didn't change anything because every time there is a new game, a new Pokemon game, these same fans, they've been like, I am not going to buy anymore a single Pokemon game unless the Game Freak and Nintendo finally make a Pokemon game with the graphic of the last Zelda.
Hmm.
What's the result? The next Pokemon game, all those people go to buy and pre-order even. They even pre-order them. And then they play it, be like all excited. Finally I have they played. It sucks because quite frankly, it just getting sucks worse and worse year after year. And then be like, all over again. This episode is shit. I'm not going to trust any more Game Freak. I'm not going to buy ever again. DLC get released. I must to get the DLC, and this keep going on and on and on and on. And then when you have someone like Palworld, then is a legit. It is exactly what you merciful hypocrites fans of Pokemon have asked to receive for Game Freak and never got because Game Freak just been lying and cheating on you because you deserve the shit that you get. Guess what? All those people, instead of supporting Powered, they jumped on the crusade of Game Freak and Nintendo against Powered because it's a menace.
A menace to society, apparently. Oh, yes, because it does so much of the same as Pokemon, even though it brings a lot of different ideas and such. It's like, what? I
And
really
this is
don't see the threat.
and this is Phantom, and this is fandom.
Yep, this is the
So
type of
we
fandom that
so
Pokemon has.
we realized that, and then we have also the fandom of, I don't know, how is call it that game for Nintendo Switch, very loved, um with the animals,
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing. Yes,
Yes, Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
you have a fandom in Animal Crossing that is the paradise on earth. So you see fandom Animal Crossing, fandom Pokemon.
Huge ass
It's
difference.
it, you cannot find anything more different from the others, and still they're both fandom. That's why I think when people make say bad about the fandom, they are right and wrong. Just like when people be like, "Oh, but all the fandom is good." No, it's not all good and it's not all bad, because thankfully a part of the fandom is positive. It allow also another example, No Man's Sky.
Ah, yes,
How
No
much
Man's Sky.
how much of the community at first has been like screaming at it, and then it's been supporting the game, and it's still supporting it now. So there is also a little bit of time and way to changing for a community,
Hmm.
a fandom, from toxic to positive. So it's even possible passing from one and the other. The question is, people would be willing to at some point admitting that they were wrong. Most of people hate to the core to admit when they are wrong.
Ain't that's putting it mildly too.
Lena, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can pretty much agree with all you said, honestly. I mean, you have some of those fandoms that are just way toxic and would pretty much jump at that chance to just tear into another fandom's yeah.
No, 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 the phantoms, no, they're scary.
Yeah, and it also gets worse when they
uh,
try to like gatekeep said fan game or whatever topic that they are a fan of. Like, I'm not a fan of that either, personally.
you gotta remind you the Steven Universe fandom.
Oh,
And Mink, let me tell you this. You says I never say I'm sorry. Let me tell you that this is not exactly nice, because if you never say sorry, you never self doubt or make yourself a question if actually what you think is right is probably right, or if what is wrong is truly wrong. I would say never say sorry, no, because if you know and are able to say sorry, you're even able to thinking and questioning if your initial thoughts are precisely correct, or if maybe there is another way, and maybe that other way might be one that is not say better, but probably more inclined with what is what is the reality of things. Opening your mind and be like, huh, I never considered that thing on that different type of view, and explain a lot of things that I've been questioning. So here and again, never say I'm sorry is wrong. You have to be able to say sorry. Of course, if you have to, you don't have to say sorry for everything. But the moment you can questioning your thoughts, view things in a different way, and eventually you can even not apologize, because probably it could be also then you're wrong. But the moment you can open your mind to doubting what you know, it's already a step forward because you have an open mind to consider things under a different perspective. And on that is the same problem when some developers keep saying, my video game is the best game ever created. And then when you give it to someone else, it just sucks. But it's understandable because if you are the creator of a video game, you can never be impartial because you will, as much as you want, as much as impartial you pretend to be, you will never ever going to say bad stuff against your own creature.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good advice there, Sammy.
General advice for life.
And you know what? Speaking of fandoms, you're right about the Animal Crossing one, about it being the most peaceful, because they don't even care about any other clones of said Animal Crossing. In fact, they're a lot more welcoming. Hell, I've even seen them cross over with the Stardew Valley fandoms as well. I mean, they're just lazy games in general, cozy lazy games in general like that. They tend to cross over like every other games, but at the same time, when you think about it, they're all pretty much united in a front.
Yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
even matter if this game copies another game to them, as long as it plays just as peacefully as Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, they don't care. And that's the best community that I've been part of so far as well. I even liked traveling to their little villages back when I was still active on Animal Crossing New Leaf and New Horizons when I played both.
Mhm.
Ooh, especially during the COVID era of gaming. Oh, those were good times.
Animal Crossing actually bloomed with the COVID era.
Oh yeah, definitely. But those were good times, really, because it was a time where people were like, we can't even visit each other in person, so we might as well just visit each other in game. And it was
Mhm.
one of those games that did that. See what Stardew.
Terraria also very similar to Stardew
Oh yeah,
on a different way, but
in a different
still.
way. But hey, they even get welcoming to the ones that play Terraria too, and that's the fun part about their fandom. And you know, it actually. Go ahead, Lena. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, interesting how you brought up Stardew Valley when lately I've seen that a certain game has actually started doing a collab with that just recently.
Ah,
Um,
I think I remember which one you're talking about, but
Infinity Nikki is actually doing the collab, a special Stardew Valley collab with it, and
I
Oh, but
remember. Yeah.
even Palworld did a collab with Terraria, for example, and it's been pretty
that
much not that far
mhm,
far long ago.
mhm.
That's right. Hey, even the Animal Crossing folk were more welcoming of Palworld than the Pokemon ones. That's the irony. You gotta love that irony.
You actually did you actually heard the news about Nintendo file another
Oh, good lord. Yeah, their
uh
new patent. Oh, hold on.
yeah.
Let's go to our breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news, y'all.
Beep, 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 beep. We also have the song beep, 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 beep.
Oh, good lord!
Good lord.
Well, I mean, It cannot be copyright. I sung with my voice.
So yeah, so as y'all already know, and I'm pretty sure everyone already is like, we already seen the news, but I'm gonna bring it up here again that they summoning character patent again. Nintendo did a patent that seems quite unfair when you think about it, because there has been so many games that have the summoning of the characters the way they described it, and really, this is getting ridiculous. Like, are you serious
It's
right now?
it's incredible generic also. So that even fun enough, even Final Fantasy have that mechanic to sending a summoning to fight with you.
So what, is like every old game gonna have to change, or every new game that's coming up with similar mechanic, are we gonna have to change that now? Like, seriously? Come on.
Even some FIFA also, if you think about it.
Yeah.
When you have the card of the soccer football player and you summon it,
Uh-huh.
even that one.
You know, PC Gamer did bring up a good point at how the US patent system is entirely broken, pretty much. Because the video game IP lawyer said in an article that the latest patent should not have happened. It shouldn't have happened.
It
But
shouldn't have been accepted, yeah.
yeah, but somehow it went through without like it went through like just like that, a snap of a finger, pretty much. How? I don't even know.
Because Nintendo is Nintendo.
I mean, when you look at the map, there's an image for it. Actually, let me click the link to PC Gamer, because they actually got
Ladies
on a
and
good point.
gentlemen, we welcome in the Netguy and the Fox lesson of geography.
Geography. It's not really geography. It's more like yeah. They actually did a good article about it, PC Gamer. Shout out to PC Gamer. It's also a magazine. They quoted a patent lawyer when they talked about Nintendo's patenting, and pretty much he said broadly, I don't disagree with many online complaints about these Nintendo patents. They have been an embarrassing failure of the US patent system, so there's probably something
Mhm.
going on there other than the money. I mean, clearly, obviously, we already know it's about the money, but it's just weird, and it's just goodness gracious, who knows how it got through? There's like a lot of reasons why it got so much
You
through.
know, you know
Besides
also
money,
which you know, funny enough, you know which other game would actually be affected by this type of mechanic?
which one?
All the Persona and all the Shin Megami Tensei.
That's actually a good point. I
So
don't know
you're
how the
gonna
Persona's gonna be able to.
so in both Persona and Shin Megami Tensei especially, you summon the demons. You capture the demons, and you summon them to fight in your party.
Yeah, it's gonna have a really huge effect on the industry. There's a lot of games that does similar, as you already pointed out. You know, the weird part about it, I just think when it comes to
I
Power,
mean,
it plays
I mean,
very
don't
differently.
get me. I
Go
mean,
ahead, go ahead.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If Nintendo would eventually go suing Atlas and Sega because of that, go ahead. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Do it. Atlus and Sega would be glad to winning and strip millions against Nintendo because of this bullshit.
And for that matter, they'll probably have to give up an IP that they neglected
Yeah, yeah.
as a consolation from winning the lawsuit. Not Nintendo, but the other two companies.
hmm
Lena, how do you take this news?
I mean, honestly, I really don't think if it does set a precedent, if that's going to be like abused from now on in terms of uh, patents and whatnot, because hell, I mean, where's it going to stop from there? You know, I mean, certain games are going to get attacked here or there, so it's going to be like, yeah,
Even Coromon, I would be in danger.
yeah,
Which,
Cartamon,
which
Digimon,
Digimon even,
yeah.
which I remind for some strange mystery. Probably because Nintendo is not even aware, and I think it's a little bit difficult. That Nintendo is not aware of the existence of Coromon, but
That'll be
potentially
ironic.
how Coromon it just slide
Mhm,
out the radar of Nintendo and Game Freak.
mhm,
It just blow my mind.
It
I
does.
cannot comprehend how they just let it slide. And per se, Coromon has much more in common of a Pokemon game, the older one at least, than how Palworld is at the end of the day.
Yeah, when it comes to patents like this, yeah, sometimes it does have like a bad faith type of action when you think about it. I mean, we already mentioned,
mhm.
even Mina mentioned it, it could be like a crash in the industry in some sort of way.
Yeah.
A gameplay mechanic that's too basic, like as such, it just doesn't make sense to have it be I forgot the word enforced. Yeah, to have it be enforced like that, it doesn't make sense. It's too basic. It's just too
Mhm.
commonplace in the industry.
No, it's not. In fact, it's the exact same example that I did last time, and at this point, I think Game Freak and Nintendo just watch us. If you watch us, Nintendo Game Freak, fuck you. Do you remember when we actually made that? When I made that example, when I said Activision tried to make a parent with the mechanic of aiming it with the gun, going from third person to first person, and then shoot.
Oh, that's way too common.
If you would allow that, you pretty much could say goodbye to all of the first person shooting games, Medal of Honor, all of the Overwatch, all potentially all even Counter Strike,
Even Call
all
of
the
Duty.
games like that. No, if Activision is Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be Call of Duty pretty much everywhere. Nothing else similar.
And we all understand that something like that is unacceptable because is that common than actually cover that many games, then it would cause a bad and dangerous precedent when you have only one company and have the monopoly of the entire industry of that genre. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot have a single company holding an entire genre.
That's the sad part, really.
Mink says not just that, this stops to a lot of things. Even effect fighting game. What going to do next parent jump in a game? That's also a point.
Yep. It's very interesting the way they were going by it, pretty much.
Oh, but I really hope that actually there will be someone that going to protest for doing like, hey, this decision is completely bullshit.
I
We're
would
gonna
say
bring
so.
this to the court.
Mhm.
I'd say it could be because
Hmm.
Especially with smaller companies. The smaller companies are not going to just let this shit go at
Mm-hmm.
all. Definitely not. And there's a lot of them that are going to be affected too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's the sad part. It's almost like you're going to kill off the indie game industry in some way when you think about it, and that's not a good thing. So,
But it would kill everyone.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Atlas is not an indie industry, and yet with that mechanic, all Shin Megami and all Persona would be in danger.
Mhm.
And Atlas is not like an indie gaming industry that just born yesterday. I mean, we speaking about Atlas.
Yeah, I mean they're okay for the time being because with Sega and whatnot, you know.
Even Final Fantasy. You want to go against Sonic and Square Enix? Good luck. Go try free money to their caches. Then probably.
Well,
Hmm.
Square Enix is mostly their own thing right now because I know they've been spreading out to other consoles these days. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know, but these same
Yeah.
mechanics apply also for the summoning.
and hell, you know what? World of Warcraft has a similar mechanic too. When you
World
think
of
about it,
Warcraft 2, even,
yeah.
yeah, with
So
the
I mean, with
with the
them,
warlord,
with
yeah.
them, they would just remove the feature, which okay, but still, it must have been a good feature that has people coming back to the game somehow. So I wouldn't remove it from them. They do it differently as well when thinking about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it doesn't differentiate at all because if you think about the warlock or even the dead knight, they summons their pet. So
yes,
whatever thing you summon,
or like
whatever
Death
is a
Knight
ball
Hunter.
or magic, and even a hunter, yeah,
Yeah, and I think there's another
it,
one. I think the mage has their own pet as well. I don't remember. In any case, there's a lot that they're gonna have to change with that game when you think about it, and that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what can you do? I mean, this is how the U.S. patenting office is being like. So, at this point, you can just put a patent on anything with them, of
but
course.
it's a disastrous that thing. It's a disaster and put a dangerous precedent on the entire situation. And this, unfortunately, bring even more shadow on the gaming industry than, for what I can say, it's already lacking of trust from already most of the gamers. If you think about it, you guys have legit trust or faith in the video gaming industry. Personally speaking, I don't.
Hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of people are like me, considering all the stuff, all the shit that happened during this couple of years.
And then some. Actually, you
Even
bring up a
me.
good point when you think about it, because that's actually excuse me. They've actually brought up something. I'm trying to see where I can find it. You know, when you think about faith, yes, and I'm not talking about your character's faith. When you think
Faith in
about
faith.
faith, look at, I mean, just look at how the industry attacked games like Baldur's Gate 3. And not too long ago, look at how they attacked Silksong, the new Silksong game.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think of all these stuff going on? When you have a company that brings in a actual good game and is being fair with their fans and the fandom, and then all of a sudden you have all the journalists and the indie devs being mad about it, and it's just, and then they make really bold claims that the games have done damage to indie studios. What do you think when you see that?
I mean, I think for Baldur's Gate 3, for Baldur's Gate already they got pretty much their own satisfaction with all the critiques they had and all the bullshit they've been facing off. And they've been like, yeah, go ahead. But look, Game of the Year and such. And they still getting prizes since then.
And they're not even.
I
And
think
they're
it is
pretty much. Oh, go
actually
ahead. Go ahead.
this
Sorry.
actually this is actually speak for themselves pretty much. So all the critiques that can be done to Baldur's Gate, it just waste of words.
For reals. And then you wonder, Silk Song. This is the newest Silk Song game. I know its name is
Mhm.
Silk Song, but I forgot the rest of the name. Uh, the newest game got so
Hollow
attacked.
Knight.
Yes, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight got attacked for its pricing from the devs, certain indie devs,
Mhm.
and journalists. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, what do you think of the pricing so far?
Hello, I would say hello. Did you forgot that actually cost $90 the new Mario game, or did you forgot? Did you forgot that potentially you're gonna have GTA 6 if it get released to costing $100? Did you forgot about that? And you argue because Silsong cost 20?
Yep. This is where we're at, pretty much.
Come on, guys, please give me a break. If you really have to make and I'm speaking with this journalist, guys, if you really have to putting efforts on a critique an indie game, just state it with solid facts and not with these things. When you already had Nintendo putting games, the first game, the new Super Mario Kart, at $90, and the digital copy it cost like $10 less, which is funny enough. We wanna laugh about that. We have to laugh about the digital copy of Nintendo is just an empty capsule with a code painted on it, huh? And that for you is not gonna be something that will scream at the scandal.
And you
I
know,
mean, if for them it's not scandal, go good for them. But I would say, guys, think about it a little bit twice before try to make this type of statement because it make you sound even more stupid than how you are.
so supposedly,
Yeah.
I heard that they did not give free copies for evaluation, supposedly. So maybe this is why they're getting so upset.
Could be.
It could be. But is that really a reason to get upset over, like, what in the world?
No, personally, no.
No, I mean, I'd rather wait to get the
Pers-
game at launch
no,
anyways,
because
so.
absolutely no. Because personally, if I am a content creator on Twitch, for sure I have the money for buying a key from a game. Actually, if I buy the key of a game, then I have to review. For once, I don't have to be dictating my own reviews in favor of someone because I am morally obligated to doing so. So actually give more credit to your review. If you actually the game you paid yourself to buying it instead of getting it for free at the only condition to making a positive review, even if that game sucks. So I wouldn't think this actually is a negative thing. Actually, it's a plus. Because if you content creator pay for getting that key and make the honest review, and that review would be positive, it's good for you. It's good for the because you supported the development team, all the people that work there. So it's all for the best at the end of the day. And you can eventually, even if, and I'm saying even if the game is not going to be perfect and have some issues, have something to correct, you give, and of course you have to say if there is something wrong, you have to showing where is and what is the wrong that you're trying to telling. The developer are going to use possibly that feedback for improving, releasing patches, releasing even in form of DLC. Not necessarily you have to buy it. Like exists also the free DLC that get released. They could potentially even do that. And you later on, we're gonna play the game after the review, after it's patched, after you get some free DLC that adjusts the stuff, and then you will be like, okay, this company actually took efforts for working on the game based on my feedback and the community feedbacks for improving their own creation. So this giving them more a plus for the entire thing.
I think all the negativity that Silk Song Hollow is getting, when you think about it, Hollow Knight, as far as I'm concerned, it's just all this stuff is just making me want to get the game more because, for one, who the hell's gonna listen to them? A lot of these people tend to grift. Let's be honest, they grift, and they also fawn over AAA games that cost $80 fucking dollars, and then and it's nothing but Unreal Engine 5 crap. Okay, well, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, if Silk Song is going to be costing $30, that's their business. How about they actually make a game that's actually playable and actually worth spending $80 on instead of crying and bitching about it? That's my take on it.
Amen. Can I say amen?
But instead, they just cry that, oh my god, they priced it so cheaply, it's going to ruin the industry. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It is not going to ruin the industry. Calm the fuck down. That's doing the most for me. Go ahead.
But here's the thing that I actually said on the first place. When actually you have a change of direction from the community, the industry, whatever, that is gonna try to showing desperately with all this strength, then the future of the video game is not the AAA.
Nope.
Silk Song is not a AAA game.
Nope.
And it doesn't matter how much you criticize it. You cannot deny how Silk Song is a masterpiece.
It sure is. Even if it is a shadow drop. I mean, they do not have to give preview links or preview keys to these people. Especially the ungrateful types. Like, seriously?
You know also what other game then actually proved that the future is not AAA game?
And what's the act?
Expedition 34.
I was about to bring that one up because that's another game that got attacked not too long ago.
It
I've
was attacked.
never actually played it myself.
It was attacked, but you cannot deny the incredible success and how much it changed the entire perception together with other games. Even Baldur's Gate 3, if you think about it,
Well,
didn't
of
actually
course.
started to be a AAA game, and still it won a Game of the Year. We got Balatro.
Ah,
Balatro
Mhm.
Balatro,
is
yes.
not a AAA game. How many AAA game won
Mhm.
recently a Game of the Year?
Phew.
Too many for that matter.
Too many.
Ah, ah. So if that doesn't show, and there is a change of brand, I don't know what actually show it. So you really are blind if you think AAA game is still the future of the gaming. No, it's not anymore the future of the game since hell know when.
Ooh, and look at all the awards that it won, too. That's good. Look at how many it got nominated. Balatro. Balatro. It may have not gotten Game of the Year in some of the places, but you know what? The fact that it got nominated so much for it is already a feat that can speak on. That's a big feat. And yeah, maybe some games deserve the award better than others, but hey. And of course, Claire Expedition 33. You know, I don't get the deal with how people were like being so threatened by it when you think about it. I
Mhm.
thought it was a good game. And then they actually did an effort with it. So maybe that's one of the things. I mean, I don't know. I just find the whole attacking of all these games ridiculous to me.
No, it is ridiculous.
No.
It is ridiculous, and it's completely empty of every type of fundamental. If you think about that,
Huh?
because
You're not talking. Well, I'm
they have no legit reason for being arguing or
waiting for,
attacking this
yeah, I'm
game.
waiting on them to actually know when, because I know Sammy's talking at least, so. All right.
Go ahead.
What it was?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lena. If you're still there.
No, hold on. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to. I lost my train of thought, to be
It's all
honest.
right. It's all right.
Well, if Koi want to join the discussion, she can come here even.
Oh, I'm guessing she's talking about something else.
And I thought Koi wanted to join and say her part of the her point of view also on that one,
Aye.
which I don't mind. We are also welcome to coming in and say her part of the story.
Yup, yup, yup. Oh, you know what? I also want to bring up. Why is the indie side of gaming, even the indie side of gaming, there are some in bad faithers in there. It's like, why are they invading that space, especially when you think about it?
Eh, eh, because probably as much as people try to say enforcing the idea that the future is a AAA game, probably they are legit scared because they see how in the latest years the indie industry just got more and more predominant into the market, and even in events like the Game of the Year's award.
But yeah, and then what I'm saying is, you
It's
even got.
jealousy.
I mean, I guess they are. There is some jealousy, but even in the indie scene, like, you guys are supposed to be supporting each other. It's not supposed to be like a. It's not supposed to be an attack. You know?
I know, but the moment you have a solid contender that actually can potentially ruin your financial, you're just gonna be like, probably it might be the case for eliminating the competition so we ensure our own imperium.
Hmm.
Hey, Mina.
Hello. Well,
I mean,
I couldn't. Hi. I couldn't help but get into this little discussion because, well, actually, the thing is, there's been a lot. I'm gonna go back to the SNES games where people push hard on movie games.
Oh,
If you remember those.
somewhat, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've
Now,
played them, so, but yeah, go ahead.
so since I'm a big retro, well, since I have a really big library and of Super Nintendo, Nintendo games.
Uh huh.
Sorry, Sammy, I know that is a touchy subject for you right now. Same with me.
Hey.
But I have, I remember seeing, this is the thing that got me when I said there was a bias. Page Master for the Super Nintendo was 9.5 at the time when I saw it in Tip and Tricks. Being a naive little kid who's totally stupid, begged my parents to buy this game because it's Macaulay Culkin, Whoopi Goldberg, it's a kids movie. You're like, oh yeah, I want this game. I want this game. I want this game. And when I took it home, I finally got it. I was like, I was done. I was done with it for like less than 3 minutes. I was so disappointed that I took. And there's a game I had that I got at a VR sale 2 weeks prior for about $5 for Nintendo. And that game was Dragon Power. Now, if you don't know what Dragon Power is, it is the US version of Dragon Ball for the regular Nintendo.
Oh God, localizations.
Yes, I am not joking.
Oh, that'll be another
So,
topic for the next podcast. By the way, localizing. Oh, I
oh
can't wait to get to that
boy.
one. But yeah, that'll be a future episode. Because there's a lot. You know what?
well,
I'm not just gonna involve video games. I'm also gonna involve anime and stuff on that. So yeah, stay tuned, y'all.
please,
Oh,
please
oh,
don't make me cry about the localization.
Oh no!
oh.
Listen,
The damage done
listen,
in the
listen.
localization.
We're not gonna bring it up right now. We're gonna bring it up in a future episode because let's just say this time in these recent days they are getting crazy about it, and they're definitely gonna get called out on this podcast. So yeah, stay tuned for that as we bash them. But for now, let's stick with what we got because that's gonna be too long of
Okay.
an episode. But yeah, go ahead.
Uh, please invite me to that because God dang, I'm trying to cuss because I'm trying to be PG right now. But God dang, please scrapping, bring me to that. Invite me to that, please. And for scrapping God, bring me to that.
I might have to make a round table for that too, so I'm gonna have to invite a lot of people, perhaps one of these days.
Oh, oh, do I have some? Oh boy, whew, you know the biggest talk that I'm gonna have on that one, but I'm not gonna go into that right
Oh
now.
no.
But yeah,
But yeah, that's definitely
um,
gonna be an episode, a future episode for Netguy and the Fox, just so y'all know.
Net, hey, that guy. Imagine if actually for the here's the thing. I'm gonna toss in the idea. Then eventually we will talk privately with the people in question.
Yeah.
How about if for that specific argument
Uh
we try to bringing in the entire bridge company,
huh. The entire bridge crew.
the entire bridge crew.
I think I could
eh,
think of a couple that could be interested in it. Yeah, I'll just have to set it up with them.
oh,
And then,
And also you lost a girl.
yes.
I want to have you lost a girl to our channel. I want-
Yeah, that shouldn't be a
what?
problem. But yeah, oh yeah, go ahead, Mina. Sorry, I think we went too far. Whew.
Yes,
Yeah,
you. Well, there's no problem. It's no problem.
yeah,
I totally understand, and I want to be part of that because I'm be like, wow. But
yeah.
yes, um, but yeah, movie games were pushed hard back in the '90s.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
talking about really hard. Anything that was licensed, it was majorly up in your
Yeah.
face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Now,
they get.
one of the biggest games. This is no lie. Do you know there is a Friday 13th game for Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yep.
Without Yes, I actually had that game. That
Hmm.
game was all over Nintendo Power back in the '80s. I remember that. So
Yeah.
was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
I do
Now,
had I do had also one, and I still
now here's the
have
biggest
it.
question. Oh, sorry, Sammy.
No, I was saying I still have a Nintendo game based on a movie,
Hmm.
and you probably might reminding it. Do you remember the movie The Hunt for the Red October?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Uh,
I still have
yeah.
original that
Nice.
game for Nintendo. It was one of the first. I remember that game, a specific game. My father actually bought it.
Hmm.
As much as
Nice.
yeah,
Hmm.
and I still have
But
it. Incredible.
Oh wow.
Nice.
now,
Mm.
was but yeah, this that was a major problem because LJN bought out the license for all those games, for the games. They didn't get. I mean, there was companies that couldn't get their hands on it. The only one
Hmm.
I think they didn't do that didn't get their hands on was Batman back in the '80s, or was it in Platoon? I'm not sure about Platoon. I need to look that one back up, but I think it was
There was also
Platoon.
Batman. There
I
was
know.
also Batman because
Yeah,
I have it.
yeah. That one was. I think that was done by Acclaim or Ocean.
Which one?
Um, Batman the movie game for Nintendo.
Yeah. It probably would have been
Um,
Ocean. I want to say.
yeah, I have. I just don't. I gotta go do my. I gotta figure out what bin they are in right now. Oh my! I have a big giant bin of old video games. Actually, maybe they're in this box. Let me see here. I'm gonna
Hmm.
give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hang on.
All
Hmm.
right.
Let's see here.
It's been a quite of a trend this one to bring in the old
Um,
movies
Logan
for Nintendo at
Logan
that time.
Alley.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, even
Uh,
horror games. Well, not they're not
Superman.
really horror.
Right.
Some of them are kind of lame. Like I think Friday the 13th was on Nintendo. Good lord, that damn game.
If some of you recalled, it's been also released for Nintendo for NES, the Top Gun game
Oh
Yeah.
yes, it was a huge
based on the
thing.
film.
Yeah, it was a huge thing back in the day. Movie
Yeah, it
games.
was.
But nowadays it's like not so much, which okay, I guess you can say it's a good thing in
Hmm.
some ways.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't find it. Unfortunately, I think it's on one of the other bins. I'm sorry, but I know I have that game. I just can't find it right now. But um,
It's okay.
back, but the license was so. But LG brought the license so badly that no, all movie scenes started losing their compel, compel, their reputation,
Uh huh.
and that started causing what I call the movie crash game after because soon they started making toys for the Super Nintendo. They were trying to get anything out that was movie based onto the Super Nintendo, and people weren't buying them anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them
Well,
were
And
poorly made, to be honest, when you think
well,
about it.
I
right,
mean, you also have to consider something else because we have also to consider the time period we're talking about. We have to consider during that time we come from Nintendo that it was just at the start, and the cinema it was huge during that period of time. So
Very.
for that time, it was more like pushing the Nintendo more than pushing the movie per se. Because for the movie, the people already been going there to the cinema for days, weeks, and the people kept going there. It was very different. Cinema was completely different from how it is today. It's rare to having a movie in a cinema to lasting more than a couple of weeks. Before it was a little bit different, and for if we see it on that perception, it was also try to catching the some of the people of the cinema catching their interest to be like, but this console have the game of the movie that I loved so much. I'm gonna buy it. So it was pretty much a very smart marketing move for Nintendo for dragging as much more people as possible to them because they were at their start.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And which better way to dragging in the audience from the cinema that was huge, like I said, in the 80s and the 90s, much bigger than now. So, of course.
Yeah, but I was trying to make a point was that only one company was basically doing that, and slowly that company died out. Was LJN was bought by Acclaim.
Right.
Hmm.
What I'm seeing right now is that when something gets too big, like what Nintendo is doing, it's gonna fall apart because no one's gonna be wanting to buy their shit because they're gonna get lazy. Because if you're gonna monopolize something, quality goes down. Yeah, quantity goes up, but the quality of your products it goes down. Look at WWE for several years from 1999 from 2020. Okay, they were at their peak in the 90s. Why? They had competition.
Yeah.
They had to be better than that. But once they bought out WCW, all their everything just went downhill.
Oh yeah. Because they were the only
And
game in town at the time. Yep.
right. And now that is exactly what's going to go happen now if Nintendo is pulling this shit because sorry for my language, but it's true. Everybody's going to get tired of it. No one wants to buy the product. People are going to be going is going to be looking for other games from from other indies, even though they're going to try patent. I wish I was king about the patent jump. I really wish I was, but I have a feeling Nintendo will probably patent that too, and
Yeah,
that's going
pretty
to cause a
much.
major crash.
Well, we have even
So,
another example of that. If you think about it, we have Ubisoft that has been on the same advice pretty much, and we saw and we see even now how the downfall of Ubisoft is already evident under the eyes of everyone. And why that?
Mm-hmm.
They've been sitting comfy on their throne, thinking like Assassin's Creed would have been selling like the first trilogy forever. And pretty much, if you think about it, after a certain point, all of the Assassin's Creed are pretty much all of the same. They're not even they're not even like the trilogy. There is not anymore like a proper story behind that. It's just a reconstruction of the story without a solid story then motivate why you're doing that.
mhm.
They've just
Mm-hmm.
been like, yeah, it kept going well with that. It will keep going well even for the future. Which, spoiler alert, it didn't happen. What happening? Ubisoft is on the edge to fall and say goodbye, trying to finding
Yeah.
someone that can purchase them.
Mhm. But here's the other thing I want to bring up too that I think we all miss is that there's two companies that actually trademark. two words that is actually in the dictionary before video game was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They trademarked two words that no company, no title cannot use ever again in this time, maybe in our lifetime, which is edge and candy.
That is so dumb.
How many games have you saw use the word candy lately?
Not so much.
Since Candy
Or the word,
Crush, I think I didn't see any.
Yeah, besides Candy
you,
Crush. Right.
you know why?
Because it was trademark.
Mm-hmm. By King, the creator of Candy Crush.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
This
Mm-hmm.
the same thing with Edge. You're limiting so many potential games. There's a reason why I don't play Candy Crush. I would never touch it. I swore to God, I would never play that game. I would never touch it because of that reason.
Well,
I don't blame you.
I mean, it's understandable. I personally don't play Candy Crush because to me it doesn't give me back anything. It's not a game with a proper lore behind it and you can enjoy. It just
It's mostly a puzzle game. That's usually the case
yeah,
with a
it
lot of
just
puzzle games. I mean, there are some with
but
story. Yes, I will admit that. But overall, it's just a puzzle game in
yeah, but
itself.
it's not that deep lore that actually keep you touched to be like, I want to know more about that. You
That.
don't have that type of curiosity for the lore of Candy Crush because once you get to the point and it's almost immediately evident what remain from this nothing pretty much.
Well, pretty much.
Lena, what's your take on all this? Is she still here? That is.
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just practically listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now we want to know your side of the story.
Yep.
I honestly don't really have one at this point,
Oh.
to be honest.
Oh, next Destin, thank you for the sub.
Thank you, Nox. Much appreciated.
And
Thank you, Noxie.
subscribed for 40 months.
Yeah, Nox is cool people. And a cool supporter.
8 months. 8 months. And it's gonna be 2 years.
For reals.
Uh,
And when you reach the 48th month, you're gonna be saying, I know Netguy since 2 years. Enough, and they're enough for starting a relationship.
Oh my god.
I'm shipping it.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Net and Nox. Let's just ship them together. I'm writing fanfiction right now.
Yes. Look what you just started, Sammy. It's
Well,
Right.
I mean, I never say never.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry. You're right. 48 is 4 years. For some reason, my mind, I thought 1 year was composed by 24 months. I'm so terrible. You're right, Nox. I'm sorry.
I think you need to pet the pink.
Of course. Pet.
Feel better now?
I guess
You
it's a
have
no.
to be. You have to be patient with me, guys. So considering for my time is 3 in the night.
Oh goodness gracious, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
true.
True.
I mean, we're almost getting there,
Yeah.
so it's just hang in there for a little bit before I start. Well, Nox, we were just talking about gaming stuff, pretty much. This is like our regular podcast where we bring up topics and whatnot. And today's topic was gaming magazines, biased in the industry, biased reviews. What else did we talk about? Holy crap.
Um,
Pretty
let me
companies?
let me go back.
We've been
Um,
we've been also talking about the fandom
Oh yeah, the
yeah, the fandom.
fandoms, video
Yes.
game fandoms.
and also touch the news with the latest from Game Freak and Nintendo with the
Yeah, their
latest Pokemon
patents,
thing.
their freaking patent shit. Oh,
Hang on, hang on. I always want to say this. I always want to say this. Boy, do I hate the news.
yes, I know.
You know what?
IGN is clearly authentic and not biased. We also did give some shout outs to reviewers, or at least me and Sammy did. And if you scroll up, you'll see links to them and whatnot, so please give them a visit. And of course, subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't.
For my link, unless you know Italians, it would be a little bit difficult for you to understand. But just like Netguy, let me notice, and now there is YouTube
Mhm.
with the automatic translator voice,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is cool actually.
Yeah, it's a good feature. I mean, it still needs to be like fixed up some bit, but yeah, it's a good
But
feature.
Yes.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hmm.
The translated voice from English video in Italian, it just sucks.
I mean, that's
Every time I hear it, be like, oh, hell no, I'm going to bring back to English.
that's a given. That's a given, Sammy. Let's be honest. That's a given.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. And I think from here we should be rating out right now, because
No, I don't want to.
yes, you do. It is already too late for you, lady.
No,
Yes.
it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, if you don't go to bed, you can never pack the mic again.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Oh, don't worry. I'm rating out to one of the coolest people. You lost to a girl who is playing Farlight 84 at the moment. Oh, hopefully you'll catch me
Awesome.
together, Nox, one of these days. Anyways, everyone, for those who were watching, thank you so much for watching Netguy and the Fox. Remember, next weekend, we are going to do another Tries, and we have a surprise for you because, well, it's mostly for a celebration for on Monday, but I could not be here on Monday, so... But you will see. You will all see what we have in store for you. I am Netguy.
And I am the fox.
And this is Lena.
I'm Mina.
And we will see y'all next week for another Net Guys and the Fox Tries. Take care, y'all.
Good night,
Take care.
lovies. Mwah.